people love listening to you, follow your page, learn from you because you're trying to shed light on this aspect of being a black sheep. Somebody's hearing this for the first time. What does that mean, being the black sheep of the family?
I love being the black sheep. I love my black sheep
Oh man,
fellow,
you love your black sheep hoodism.
Yes.
You just
It's yeah, by
you
the
need
way,
a hoodie.
no
You need a
hoodie
hoodie.
today. Joe was gonna give me his marine hoodie, but I was like, no, no, I'm gonna look like put together today. So the black sheep are the truth tellers. Black sheep are the justice seekers. The black sheep are the ones that just won't conform. You can't take a back seat, sit down, and be quiet about abuse. You know, in terms of ourselves, but seeing it around us as well. If someone's being mistreated, disrespected, abused, we're not the ones that are just going to turn the other cheek. It's,
Mhm.
black sheep are the ones that break the cycle. God bless the black sheep.
Okay, now, because you've experienced a number of things in your life, as so many on the planet, you're honing in on narcissistic families. You've experienced the death of a child, the
Yes.
serious illness of a child before their death, a number of things you've experienced, a relationship with someone who was self absorbed, selfish, and did not recognize you. They were narcissistic in their behavior. But
Yeah.
right now, you're trying to highlight to others that there is a way back to yourself. There is a way that you can have your dignity. But here we go. You have read books, you have seen YouTube videos. There are people that have encouraged you, that you've inspired you maybe on this journey. Tell us a little bit about the books, the videos, different things that you've learned that you want to pass on to this younger generation or others who are experiencing this moment of recognizing that they have been abused.
I shared this in our last show. I learned this in my narc abuse coaching class. A great starting point is Pete Walker's book. It's called CPTSD, From Surviving to Thriving. And it's like the Bible for narc abuse, dysfunctional home. I was like, I highlighted half that book. I was reading it and I was like, oh my goodness, this is everything. Pete Walker really breaks down the twisted dynamics that we endure, the different roles of the family members, the narcissist being, at the helm of everything, then the enabling parent that doesn't stand up for their own children, even the enabling parent that kind of condones and does the bidding for the narcissist that
Mhm.
normalizes their dysfunction and lets them carry out all of their malice. Then there's the roles as children. There's the black sheep, there's the golden child, there's the lost child as well. So it just broke everything down, and everything he spoke about, like emotional flashbacks, which
Mhm.
I suffer from all the time. I believe a lot of people do. It's just emotional flashbacks is something that you would not, again, it's also covert and insidious. It's like an emotional flashback is just, it can last from a short amount of, like, a couple of hours to a couple of weeks. And I
Right.
noticed that about myself. Like, you're put in a situation where it's reminiscent of how you felt as a child.
Yeah.
It's reminiscent of, like, how you were put down or dismissed, and it just puts you right back in that place, and you retreat to that, like, crummy, helpless feeling.
The
Even though
the
we're adults now, but
but let's spend a little bit more time on that, or at least touch on it. I want to touch on it. Emotional flashbacks. This is something that even though a person is going through the healing, going through the recovery, doing a number of things, exercising, working out, things seem to be settling down. It can happen without notice.
Absolutely. Just going throughout your day. Like I'm in a awesome relationship. I'm living my best life. I'm safe, secure in a healthy environment, and something silly, man, like a disagreement with my husband or whatever. And I just, like I said, we have to identify in order to overcome our
Mhm.
toxic programming. That's our foundation. You can't help it. It's in there. So we
Right.
have to kind of uncover it as we're going.
Right.
And something like my one girlfriend was raised in a toxic household as well, and we both do it. It's like when you're going through like an alter or disagreement, something silly,
Mhm.
and you just retreat. You just kind of shut down
Mhm.
because we were not heard as children. We were
Right.
not entitled to our feelings, our responses, our emotions. So you just shut down. And I'm working on that. I've been working on it and I'm doing better. That's an
Being
emotional flashback.
being heard helps though. Being heard helps you when you're in those moments.
Yeah, for sure. Communication is everything. And Paxton, you brought this up, like communication is non-existent in a toxic, dysfunctional, narcissistic home because communication is the enemy of the narcissist. They want to control everything. They want to control everyone, every member of their domain as they see it. So nobody can communicate because then you might compare notes and realize what's going on. They can't
Okay.
have that.
Okay, so you just mentioned something that pops into my head now. You said they don't want everybody to compare notes. They don't want people to start comparing what's happening over here and what's happening over here and go like, "Oh, wait a
Right.
minute. The common denominator is this person who's being toxic, selfish, self-absorbed, narcissistic."
Yes.